Hi. So there's this error that people get a lot when they're using Half-Life Model Viewer or FacePoser when they're trying to open it. And in this video I'm going to completely break down what this means because I think the knowledge is good to have and you can use it in a lot of different ways. But first, before I get into that, if you're in Left 4 Dead 1 or 2, Alien Swarm, or Portal 2, then you do not want to open either of these by double-clicking on them. You want to go to your tools download thingy that you have on Steam, and then you open it from there, and it just works. But for everybody else, let's talk about what this means. Unable to find gameinfo.txt. So, gameinfo.txt is this. It contains info about the game. Who'd have thought? And the main thing is that it tells the engine where to look for custom files like models and stuff, textures, sounds, all of that, which is obviously pretty important for something like Half-Life Model Viewer. And this error is saying that the program cannot find that file. But you may wonder, why not? What would be the problem? Well, you see, there are many different games/mods, there can be at least, in a single game folder. My current installation has EP2, which is episode 2, Episodic, which is episode 1, HL1, which is Half-Life Source. This is the HD models for Half-Life Source. HL2 is the base Half-Life 2, and Lost Coast is Half-Life 2 Lost Coast. And these all have their own gameinfo.txt. So the program actually has to know which one of those to use. It can't just assume. So what do we do? Well, they give us 3 solutions here. 1, read that. So if you've never heard of this, I would not blame you. ValveERC.com. This was a website that I think was run by Valve in like the early to mid thousands. Basically the predecessor to the Valve Wiki. It's completely gone now. It's been gone for years, but you can still find it on the Wayback Machine. However, there is no header on this FAQ page with this specific title. So, good job there, Valve. Number 2, run vconfig to specify which game you're working on. This will not work because vconfig has not been a thing for many years now. So just ignore that. Which leaves us with number 3. Add game path on the command line where path is the directory that gameinfo.txt is in. And this is the one that we'll have to follow, but it's also the one that, most people probably look at that and they're like, what does that mean? Understandably. So first you need to open the games bin folder in File Explorer, and then go to File, Open Windows PowerShell. So here we are at the fabled command line. And some of you might be wondering, shouldn't you be opening CMD and shouldn't the window be black? Don't worry about it, it's basically the same thing, but a bit more convenient. So anyway, the equivalent to double-clicking on the exe would be for us to just type HLMV and hit enter. But whoa, this doesn't work. The term HLMV is not recognized as the name of a thingy. Check the spelling, blah blah blah. And then it says down here, the command HLMV was not found but does exist in the current location. Windows PowerShell does not load commands from the current location by default. I'm not going to go into why that's a thing. Just don't worry about it. If you trust this command, instead type /HLMV. Okay, so let's do that. /HLMV. And now we get the same message as before because we've done the equivalent thing. Okay, but you see, because we're doing it this way, we can type after that, and we can add -game and then a path to the gameinfo.txt file that we want to use. But how do we do that? Well, first thing we need to understand is that this command that we're trying to use is happening within the location of the game's bin folder, and we want to go out of the bin folder and into this one. Let's just go with Half-Life 2. Well, to do that, to go out of a folder, we can do // which means that whatever we type after this will be in the context of the main Half-Life 2 folder, and then we can just type HL2 and then hit enter. And there you go. But depending on what you're trying to do, this might be a little inconvenient to type // a bunch of times, because what if you're storing your mod in like some completely different location, not even in your Steam folder? So let me get Half-Life 2 Chaos. Click on gameinfo.txt in the mod that you want to open HLMV for, then go to properties and copy this entire thing, and now paste that where the thing before was. And there's my custom fisherman animation. Wow. And yeah, that's it.